Hey family, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. Still getting myself together between this channel and the other channel. Um, my name's Shelly and I'm grateful to be an alcoholic. So, for those of you that vaping is a trigger, you probably don't want to watch this video because I'm going to talk about something that stresses me out to this day. I'm working through it, but I'm still there emotionally in a lot of ways. So, we're going to talk about narcissists. And before we do that, I just want to say, I think every single alcoholic and addict has been diagnosed or will be diagnosed with the borderline personality disorder. And I just want to be very clear. I don't have borderline personality shit. I have a personality disorder. Okay. I am so up and down and back and forth and flip flopped all the time. I don't know whether I'm coming or going most of the time. It's getting better. With sobriety, it's getting better. With the lack of alcohol and the lack of drug use and the lack of, and pinpointing other things that I show out my addiction with, my predisposition to addiction, anything to take me out of my reality. So I don't have borderline personality anything. I have a personality disorder. And I'm okay, I'm too old to be running around getting diagnoses right now. So there's a very real possibility of a whole of at least two or three different things I was never diagnosed with because those things weren't a thing when I was growing up. So I got to speak out on this person, or excuse me, this narcissist uh, issue. I've had a narcissist in my life. Up until 5 years ago, I had a narcissist in my life all the time. From one of my parental figures to the last long-term relationship I had. So I want to be very clear that narcissists and empathic or empathetic, whichever, it's the same thing to me. If you really think about it, it's the same. If you're empathetic towards other people, your chances are you're an empath. You're picking up other people's emotions. And recover or addicts and alcoholics, whether they're in recovery or not, are very good at picking up other people's stuff. So make sure that when you are feeling some kind of way that doesn't feel right, check it and see if that's yours or if that's somebody else's. And if it's somebody else's, you put up a mental block against that energy and do your best not to let it in. And it takes practice to figure out whose is who. Is it mine? Is it theirs? That takes practice. And again, never going to tell you any of this is easy because it isn't easy. So, narcissists and empaths or empathetic people are attracted to one another. They're both looking for the same thing. They're both looking to get a need fulfilled. The narcissist takes from other people to get their needs fulfilled, and the empath or the empathic person gives to people to get a need fulfilled. For the empathic person, it's in the reasons behind it for either one, narcissist or empath. They're the same reason why we have these needs. This need, we have this hole to fill. We have these needs to. We have abandonment issues. We have you're not going to love me if I don't do this for you issues. Or for the narcissist, you're not going to love me. You're going to leave me if I don't control you. Okay? But we're both after the same exact thing. Now, I don't know if you're fitting the empathetic side of it or if you're fitting the narcissistic side of it. Because, now, let's be real, empathetic people can become narcissistic too. Because we give and we give and we give and we give and we give until our heads explode, and now we don't want to give you anything. We just want to shut down. After a certain point in time, every single empathetic human being that is dealing with the narcissistic person or people will shut down. It's not just about drugs and alcohol. Excuse me. It's a mental health thing. I've always been able to feel other people's stuff. I was the one that wanted to please, my mom. I wanted to please her. If I do this for her, she'll love me. Never happened. She may have loved me in her own way, but her own way was lacking. And I don't even really have any anger about it. I'm just being honest. I'm just in one of those straightforward, tell my truth moods. Because somebody's got to talk about this shit. Somebody's got to do it. And if I do it on TikTok, the crap's going to hit the fan, and people are going to feel some kind of way about what I have to say. So, while it's true that people do us wrong, saying, well, you let them, or blaming myself for I let them, that doesn't, it's not as simple as that. The truth is that empathetic people don't know how not to let people abuse them, or disregard them, or neglect them. We don't know how to do that. If we knew how to do it, we'd have changed it. Let's be honest. The only way I was able to finally, and it took me 2 years into sobriety, I was finally able to be rid of. And those are the words I want to use. I'm not trying to be diplomatic and sweet right now. I'm being honest. When I finally got rid of the narcissist in my life from that long-term relationship I had, I didn't start valuing myself immediately. That was 2 years into sobriety. When he finally took the hint. It wasn't even a hint. I was like, just leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. He just wouldn't leave me alone. He'd keep coming back, keep coming back. And I kept letting him back in because I didn't know how not to. If you can relate to any of this, folks, put it in the comments. I want to hear about it. Because I feel you on it. I didn't know how not to let him back in. He would come to my house, and I'd let him right in the door. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I'd just do it. It was just the natural reaction. It's what I had programmed myself to do, was to please and please and please. Over and over and over. And you know what? Pleasing other people never got me anything. It got me treated worse. Because they're like, and probably not even consciously, but subconsciously, they're like, well, if she let me do that to her, then I can do this, that, and the other too. And they did. He wasn't the only narcissist in my life. Had plenty of narcissists. I had men my entire life, up until I was about 36. All the men in my life beat the shit out of me every chance they got. Because I don't conform well. Even though I tried to conform. Okay, let's make that clear. I tried to conform. I can't conform. And at this point in my life, I'm too sober and I'm too freaking old to be trying to people please everybody. Now, there's different schools of thought on walking away. Or just completely shutting people out of your life. One school of thought is, it's safe. It's the right thing to do because it's safe for me to let go of people. And I've done a lot of that in the past couple of years. I have walked away from 4 or 5 different people. Just boom, gone. I walked away from one of my support groups. It was my home group. Walked right away from it. Same people, same crap, over and over and over. So I walked away. So one school of thought, again, is that's a healthy thing to do. And there's another school of thought that says that's a symptom of abuse. Well, maybe it's a little bit of both. How about that? Let's look at it right down the middle. It's a little bit of both. Because I do question myself. Do I avoid other human beings, because I'm afraid of them, or because I'm traumatized, or is it the healthy thing to do? Well, my school of thought leans towards the first thing, that it's a healthy thing to do. But it might be a little of both. Because I would be lying if I said there's no fear, that I have zero fear in dealing with other human beings. If I go out there and deal with other human beings, I'm going to get my feelings hurt. And I'm sick of having my feelings hurt by idiots who don't think before they open their mouth. So there's a little bit of both in there. And that's okay. Even if even if I avoided people out of pure fear, it would still be okay because that's where I'm at if I was there. But I'm not. I like being by myself. I don't want to relearn another human being. I don't want to. And if you watched one of my past videos, the one that was the title, I wasn't going to post this, but ... So look for that one. I'll put it in the description box. But when I made that video, I was questioning myself. Is it just fear or is it just healthy? So I've processed that. And although it would be lovely to have another human being around me in a romantic type of relationship or even a strong friendship, that would be lovely. I'm not going to be looking for it. I'm not interested. I have a nasty habit of when I meet someone that they're going to understand me as a human being. Forget understanding me as an alcoholic. I have that support. Forget understanding me as a drug addict. I have that support. It is rare for me to find a person who understands me as a human being. My alcoholism and drug addiction, my addict and my alcoholic are just a part of me. They're not all of me. And they're not all of you either. So I made a decision, and then I questioned it and made sure it was what I wanted, that it was the right thing for me to do, and it is the right thing for me to do, and I may question it again at some point. But right now, I'm pretty firm in my belief that I'm okay with me. I have family. I have grandchildren. I'm one of my housemate is my child, my son. I'm not lonely. Sometimes I get lonely. Romantically, I get lonely. I get over it. Pretty quick, actually. You're not going to see me shedding too many tears about that. But anywho, I've had relationship, time-wise, years-wise, I've had enough relationship for 3 people. Not that I bounced around from here to there with long-term relationships. I'm not that old. I've had 3 long-term relationships. 2 6 years and 1 10 year. So, anywho. So, if you're dealing with a narcissist, my first instinct is to tell you to get the F out of that situation ASAP. Stop making excuses for them. Why is it you're responsible for your own actions, but the other person, you're responsible for theirs too? No, 2-way street. Goes both ways. They are responsible. And that gaslighting that they're doing to you, blaming you, the smear campaigns they got going on about you, especially if they were involved with you when you were using, or if you are using and they're giving you the smear campaign. It is important to either get sober or stay sober or clean. For you to understand that they need to take their responsibility for their shit just like they expect you to take yours. When I first got into sobriety, I told this guy that I was with for the 10-year long relationship. That's the relationship I got sober in. I told him, I said, you don't want me sober. I said, I'm going to take 90% less of your shit than I did when I was drinking. And it turned out to be true. I stopped letting him blame me for everything. By that time, people had already wised up to his smear campaigns that he was full of crap. But people would do something to me and I'd call them on it. And they'd be like, well, this, that, and the other, and all these excuses. And I was like, now hold up. When I was drinking, you didn't mind telling me about myself, what I was doing wrong. Now you've done this thing that was mean or rude or dishonest, and I was involved in it. So I'm going to say something about it. So all that responsibility you wanted me to take, I've taken. And I still take the responsibility. Now it's your turn. You didn't mind smearing my name all over the place when I was using. Okay? And it's not really even about payback or anything like that. It's, I believe in do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you didn't like me talking trash about you or being nasty to you when I was drinking, don't talk trash about me and be nasty to me now. Because I'm aware of myself now. I'm awake now. And I will call you on your shit after a while. And excuse all the cussing. It's just, I swear a lot. I swear like a sailor with a trucker's voice. But it is okay for you to allow someone else to take responsibility for their actions. Well, the narcissist, well, I did this because of that, and I did the other because of the other. But when you finally react to their toxic behavior, they want to know why you're acting like that. And they don't want to look at the point or at the fact that they've done the same thing to you over and over and over and over and over, and now your head has literally exploded. And you just are done. And it's okay to be done. And I know it's painful to walk away. The last narcissist I was with, of course I loved him. He was an idiot, but I loved him. I still love him. But I don't want to be with him. If he tried to contact me, it'd be oh no, hard left, buddy. Gotta go. You gotta go. No. Because I was able to see, again, through sobriety and becoming awake to myself as a spiritual being, that I deserve better. I can love you till my eyeballs pop out of my head. It doesn't mean I'm going to deal with your crap. So, if you're with a narcissistic person, start allowing them to take responsibility for their own crap. And this isn't, I'm going to say something that isn't healthy, but sometimes it's all that you can do because of where you are. And wherever you are is right where you're supposed to be. This is not a race, people. It's a step-by-step process. We have suggested 12 steps for a reason. Live your life by those. But if you have to shut down and just stop arguing with this person altogether, then do it. You have to keep yourself safe. And when you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to keep yourself safe because they promised you this and they promised you that. And some of that was you feeling safe around them. And I don't mean protecting you because you're weak or whatever. I don't mean that type of protection, but they did promise to protect you. As in stick up for you. Not instigate smear campaigns, talking trash about you. That's not protecting you. So if you have to shut down, you shut down. And while you're shut down and they're gone doing whatever it is they do, take a hard look. You don't deserve that. You're a better person than that. You might be hearing, oh, you're a piece of trash because you drink. Or you're a piece of trash because you're a drug addict. No, you're not. Nope. Sorry. Not your fault you're a drug addict. Not your fault you're an alcoholic. I don't see people running around going, oh my God, you're an awful person because you got cancer. And I know you might hear this all the time, this example. But it's true. I wouldn't tell somebody that a friend of mine that had cancer, it's your fault. Addiction and alcoholism are a disease. Dis-ease. Because your brain was in dis-ease. And you needed to compensate. But you don't need to compensate anymore. By being vulnerable to others who are examples of what sobriety and being clean look like, you are supported. And I got your back too. Reach out. Email's right in the description box. All right. I'm done. I'm going to step off my high horse now. It wasn't really about that. It was just on my mind. I see so many people. I'm watching one of my children go through some stuff with a narcissist. And it breaks my heart, but she's got her own path. She knows what to do. I don't sit around giving her a bunch of suggestions. She knows what to do. And when she's ready, she'll do it. So, if you are a female dealing with a narcissist, there are places you can go. If you have an upcoming doctor's appointment, now the doctors where I live will ask you, do you feel like you are in danger in your home? If you have a doctor's appointment coming up and your doctor asks you that, you say yes. Because verbal abuse and emotional abuse and mental abuse is abuse. And for some of you, with these narcissists, they don't necessarily hit. And you might feel sometimes like, would you just hit me so I know I'm not crazy? Because they'll make you feel like you're nuts. You're not crazy. They're doing what they're doing. And I hope that you are safe until you can make a decision to walk away. It is the healthiest thing you could ever do for yourself and the best thing you could ever do for sobriety. Thank you for showing up. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. That's what the YouTube algorithms are looking for, is comments and likes. Or views, actually. Views. So, it would be appreciated. Get the message out to other people who might need it. You have a beautiful day.